morning, everyone. I hope everyone can hear me.
Yes.
Okay. So I will be presenting today about our initiative in civic action, which is Police Dada Lora Khidki, which means in Gondi, Police Bhaiya Ki Khidki. So I am presently serving as Superintendent of Police of Gadchiroli district in Maharashtra. Next. I will just give you a brief overview of the district. Its population is close to 11 lakhs in 2011.
Can you speak slightly louder?
Yeah, okay. So the population is close to 11 lakhs. The forest area is 76%. Around 38% population is tribal. Literacy rate is around 66%, and it is on the Chhattisgarh border of Maharashtra. Next. And it is a highly LWE affected district. It is one of the top 10 LWE affected districts of the country. And like a typical Naxal affected district, these are the problems that the district is facing. Of course, LWE extremism is the first problem. Lack of awareness, meaning there are areas in the district where people have not seen the presence of state. So there is no awareness about how the welfare activities of the state are going on, what are the entitlements. Then the development projects are also affected because of the LWE violence. Connectivity is a major issue. There are still areas which get cut off during the monsoon. The phone connectivity is also very poor. The geographical terrain, of course, a lot of nalas, a lot of rivers, a lot of hilly areas and forests. So geographical terrain is also very difficult. And there are cultural and social issues in the sense that there are multiple tribes and multiple languages being spoken in the district. Next. Okay. So a traditional approach towards solving any LWE affected problem in a district is the two-pronged strategy, which is tried and tested and has a traditional wisdom to it, where at one hand we take on the violent Maoists with operationally with our guns, they fire, we fire. But the other prong is what I will be focusing on, which is how to connect with the people who are feeling left out and who the Maoists try to exploit by saying that the state is not taking care of them. So the second prong, there is a traditional approach to it, where there are multiple strategies that we can use. So traditionally, like I'll be focusing some of the traditional points that we always use. One is Gram Bed, where when our people are doing patrolling in the forest area, they visit the village, they try and speak to them, they become the face of the state and what are the problems, and then the problems are sent to the concerned department, we do a follow-up and try to solve those problems. Next. Second is the Jan Jagran Melawa, traditionally, which we keep taking, where cultural activities are done, some competitions are taken. So it is sort of a social get-together with the help of police so that the people come closer to police. Next. Mass marriages have always been a huge hit when it comes to traditional civic action approaches, where we sponsor the marriages of 15, 20 tribal couples, and it becomes a festival of sorts. Next. Then there are the doling out of materials like sewing machines, the solar panels, cycles, all these things, which may seem very small to us, but a cycle to a person living in a Bhamragarh Taluka is going to be one of his most prized assets for years to come, because he has to walk kilometers for getting basic amenities. So all these things, doling out all these substances has become part of a traditional approach towards civic action. Then, of course, like I said, there are a lot of nalas and rivers in the district, and a lot of areas, a lot of villages get cut off during monsoon because it is a the rain is very heavy here. So we do some shramdan, or we get some sponsors, or even we speak to some government department and get some nalas and culverts made. Then the operational Roshni, which is an ongoing operation, which the operations are done with the help of civil surgeon. We collect everyone, we bring them to the district headquarters and get the operations done for that. Blood donation camps, of course, is very simplistic and to-go thing for us for civic action. Next. Then some villages who do not have running water, we sponsor tanks for them, and then some pipes are laid so that they get water for them. So for storing rainwater, we do our shramdan, and make wells and ponds in a village so that during the summer season they do not get the shortage of water. We visit schools and we speak to students so that they remain away from the violent Nakshal ideology. They know what the state is, how state takes care of their welfare, and what they can do in life. We do a sort of career counseling sort of stuff. Sports activity, every year we have sports, kabaddi and volleyball are huge hits in the district. So we keep competitions at the post level, then at the subdivision level, and then finals are taken at the district level. So these were some of the basic measures of civic action that are traditionally used in most of the districts. So of course, that remain a major portion of our approach also. But I will just tell you a couple of things that need to be fixed with that approach. So first is, it is a piecemeal sort of approach where there is no system to it, there is no institutionalization, and it happens in bits and pieces. Next. So second is the intra-district parity, in the sense that it depends a lot on the initiative of the officer, of the police station in charge, of the chowki in charge, of the subdivision officer, and even at the district leadership level. So the intra-district parity remains. Some of the civic action programs in some of the posts will be very good, while the other posts may not see that sort of civic action programs. Opportunity cost for the beneficiaries, in the sense that in this we are completely depending on the beneficiaries to come to us to get information or to get some things that we are doling out. Next. And like I said, there is a lack of long-term approach. There is the institutional creation is not there, and it is all individual dependent. Beneficiaries have to themselves come to the police station and ask whatever they are asking for. So even though we are we are connecting with the people to bring them closer to the state, but the gap, sort of the imbalance, still remains. And like I said, the Nakshals try to exploit this. They try to exploit that the state is not doing anything for you, and we are there to save your Jal Jangal Jameen. And they try to recruit those people. They try to bring those people closer to their own violent Maoist ideology. So now what I'll be presenting today is our action plan that we are doing. So what we have done is, we are not, of course, discarding the traditional wisdom, but we are trying to institutionalize it and integrate it and measure it, because like the old idiom goes, what is not measured is not done. So we are sort of institutionalizing the entire thing. So there are 4 aspects of it: expose, enhance, encourage, empower. So exposing is, we expose the Nakshal ideology using videos, banners, and meeting people and exposing the ideology of the Nakshals. Second is enhance. We enhance the communication between virtually police and the people, especially the people in deep areas, the tribal people who have limited interaction with the state. Encourage is one of the major action plans for us, where we try to give them opportunities for jobs, for skill development, for self-employment. I will be discussing it in details later. And empower is, we empower them because ours is a welfare state. And like I said, people do not know what all entitlements they have. So empowering is, we empower them to ask for their entitlements. We tell them this all you are entitled for, and you should get it. Next. So like I said, exposing, we expose them through various measures. We take the help of even the surrendered Nakshals, who tell them how they were exploited in the Dalam and how the ideology is completely flawed. Next. Enhance, visiting the villages and the part of the traditional approach. But we have also started new plans like the Krishi Darshan tool. This tool is extremely important because the agriculture pattern in the district is very archaic. They are using the old techniques and...
Sorry to interrupt you, sir. Could you please conclude your presentation in next 2 minutes?
Yeah, sure. So we have organized visits for them to go outside and find out what are the new techniques. So like I said, encourage, we are organizing trainings for them. We are organizing skill development things for them, so that the youth of the Nakshal affected areas, they come out of the area and they see the world and they get exposed to outside world and how the development is taking place. Okay, next. So all this we have combined and we have made it like a Police Dadalora Khidki, which is a single window solution for all this, and it is present in all of our 58 outposts through which we are running this program. So the first step towards empowering them is, since they do not have even the basic identification needed for their the schemes which they are entitled for. So the first step is to get them registered in some sort of identity. So they get Aadhaar card, PAN card, domicile cards, especially the caste certificate. So all these kinds of registration we are getting done for them. Next. Next. Yeah, okay. So after getting them registered, we are telling them what all schemes they are entitled for, like the Indira Gandhi, like the Sanjay Gandhi Niradhar Yojana, the Indira Gandhi Shravan Bal Yojana, and all those. Like somebody is a destitute, an old and destitute person living in a deep forest area. He does not know that he is entitled for a 1200 rupees month scheme from the government where he can get those 1200 per month. So we get him first registered through Aadhaar card, we open his bank account, we get the forms filled from him, and then we get the forms processed through the concerned government department, and directly the benefits start coming to him. So, like I said, it's a single window solution where we do everything for them. Like this Gopinath Munde Shetkari Abghat Bima Yojana, where if a farmer from deep areas, if he dies of some accident, he's entitled for a 2 lakh rupees benefit, and nobody was aware of it. So we, like I said, we did all the paperwork, and now people have started getting benefits of that. Yeah, okay. So for farming also, like we said, through the same Police Dadalora Khidki, we are trying to change the farming pattern, trying to bring them new technologies. They are only dependent on rice farming with old techniques. So we are giving them some training, and we are also giving them some saplings to, like drumstick, we are coming up in a big way. Then there is a custard apple, and there is papaya, all these things which are low maintenance, which they can be trained easily, and they can get the additional income. Next. Okay, so I would speak a couple of minutes about this. This is our performance. So like I said, we are measuring everything. It is not a piecemeal approach. We want to institutionalize everything and we want to measure everything. So we started this in January. So this is our January to June scorecard, where
sorry to interrupt, sir, but I request you to conclude in next 1 minute.
Yeah, sure. So like I said, we are measuring everything, and the bottom right corner you see 34,867 is the number of lives we have touched from January to June this year. So we are measuring this every month. So back. So we are measuring it also, and what we are doing it, we are rewarding the best performance amongst police. So the best Police Dadalora Khidki is every month 3 top performers are given Community Development Officer of the Month award. So we are measuring it, and we are rewarding the good performances. So these are some of the milestones next. And this is the chart from January to June, the number of lives we have touched through different, giving them different benefits. You can see April and May came down a little bit because of the second wave of Corona. But June, as you can see, we are going up. Okay, so this is the Mool Mantra of Maharashtra Police, Sadrakshanaay, Kalvigaranaay, where we save the innocent, and we come down heavily on the people who are criminals. So that is all I have to say. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no doubt, you have done excellent job. You have endured yourself, and the people are feeling that you are a part of them, or they don't hesitate to come to you. Fine. But I somehow have got very confused, because all the activities you have been showing as a new approach. The traditional approach also is to some extent like that, but the new approach is totally more like good governance to the people and helping people get the work. As a police officer or a thana, I somehow couldn't get the connect. I mean, I understand your motivation is to get the people to you, that they are not scared of police. Fine, but you must be using a lot of manpower to do these activities.
Yeah.
Getting their Aadhaar card, getting them enrolled, then linking with the other agencies to get them benefits and all that. There are other departments in the district who are dedicated to do this job. This is not exactly a police job. So how do you manage to do with your existing manpower? Because I'm
Yeah.
sure
I
manpower is
understand that.
separately fixed. So if you do this activity, your policing activity would be, less emphasized. How do you handle that?
Yeah, I completely understand your question. But we have to understand that this is a completely different district. It is not a normal policing district. So we have huge manpower because there is a Nakshal LWE menace here. So there are traditional crimes are very less, but still we have manpower which are present in the posts. So their job is to patrol the area and get rid of the LWE menace, get rid of the LWE violence. Other than that, the penetration of other departments of the state is very less. So let's suppose I have an outpost in Lahiri, which is the remotest corner of the state. So there the taluka office does not go, there the health department does not go, the irrigation department does not go. And hence what we are doing is we are trying to bridge the gap. We are not trying to take over the job of other departments. In other districts, we won't be doing this. But in here, there are twofold advantages to it. One, we bring people closer to police, and not only to the police, we bring people closer to the state because it is a fight of ideology. In the sense that Nakshals are saying.
Okay, I get it. I get it. Because you have got additional manpower, you are using for this purpose.
Also because we are the department which has the maximum penetration geographically. The other
No,
departments do not reach. So if somebody has to work for Aadhaar card.
Hold on.
Yeah.
See, we understand what you are saying. The point is we should eliminate duplication also at the same time. So my suggestion, please take it in a positive way. There are a lot of Government of India and Government of Maharashtra initiatives which have been taken in this direction. Why don't you synergize with those? There is a CSC scheme, there is an e-district scheme, which are primarily to give the services to the citizen. So if you can synergize with those, I think your outcomes will become even better. You are doing a lot of things like giving Aadhaar and looking all the other benefits which a citizen have to get. Now, most of these things are being given through a CSC or e-district or any other thing like that. So if you synergize with those, I think you will be able to really have a very good multiplying effect.
I'll just comment on that for a minute. What we are doing is the synergy only. We are not, see, like Aadhaar card registration, we are using the same government mechanism. Like I said, it is not duplication. The same mechanism is being used. Only thing is, because we have the geographical penetration, we are bringing the two, the beneficiaries and the government department, the concerned government department, we are bringing them together. Let's suppose for a person who is a handicapped person, a disabled, specially able person in a deep area, if he has to get a disability certificate, he has to come to the taluka headquarters. So what we do is we bring the medical checkup to our outpost. But of course, we are using the same government departments, we are using the same government schemes. Only thing is we are bridging the last mile gap, which is there because of the poor geographical as well as internet connectivity in the area. So for some of our outposts, in the 20 kilometers.
That's okay. No, we understand all that. That's okay.
Okay, thank you.